a Saudi national came to the United States, and whilst he was here, and in Oregon, he hit, fatally, a 15-year-old Oregon girl. Then he fled the scene. So it was a hit and run. This guy's name is Abdul Rahman Samir Noura. Okay, that's the best I can do as far as pronunciation. But he's fled. Now, his bail was paid for by the Saudi consulate. You know, I would think, like if I was the DA or something, and I looked and I said, this guy's bail has been posted by the Saudis and he's a Saudi national, it might occur to me that he's a flight risk. It's just unbelievable. But no, it didn't occur to anybody. It's unreal. Alright, now authorities believe that Saudi Arabia gave him a false passport, which he used to get back to his home country. So in other words, the Saudis don't care that he killed some infidel girl. Why would they, right? They don't care. And this has actually happened before, with a rapist from Utah. That rapist, who also had a $100,000 bail, just like this guy, he was accosted at the US-Mexico border. He was on his way out, and the Mexicans at the Mexico side of our border handed him back to us. Why do we continually allow this? Like, why do we allow the Saudi consulate to pay his bail? When you and I and every reasonable person knows, or would know, what was going to happen? Why do we even allow travel from Saudi nationals to here if we don't have an extradition treaty? It grinds me because we act like we're an impotent country. Like there's nothing that we can do, our hands are tied. This is how we act when the United States is a superpower. And we act like we can't do anything because we might offend somebody's feelings. Part of the problem, at least now, with Trump being close to the Saudis, is actually Trump's vanity. And I know that people who like Trump, and I'm actually one of them, don't like to hear this. But Trump has an ego. Of course he does. But one of his biggest weaknesses is that when someone flatters that ego, flatters him, he's much more likely to do what they want. He loves it. At the same time, his ego or vanity or whatever you want to call it is instrumental in him being where he is. Like, most people have lots of insecurities, or at least some. And if he had any insecurities, the media would have just beaten him by now, or the Democrats or whoever, because they've been constantly on him for, like a year before the 2016 elections. So, to some degree, his ego has helped him. But he needs to be mindful of the fact that people can use that vanity to manipulate him. Just the fact that they compliment him shouldn't mean that he does whatever they want. And the Saudis are not good people. They're bad, pretty awful people. Well, those on the left, they like to talk about a Muslim ban. But there's never been a Muslim ban. There's been a travel ban on countries with high rates of terrorism. A list that was picked by the Obama administration. Not a Muslim ban. But if we could have, a travel ban on Muslims who are coming from Muslim countries, if that were feasible, that would, in fact, make America safer. The bottom line is that what Americans want, and I mean this the vast majority of Americans, obviously want, is good people to come in and to keep the bad people out. That's what we basically want. There are lots of arguments about how that should be implemented, but that's it. And of course there are good people who happen to be Muslim. But, when you come from one of these countries that has, say, an extreme case of Sharia law, where, you can't play a musical instrument, for example, because it will violate one of the tenets of Islam. That kind of Muslim country, well, the odds aren't good that the person who's coming from there who is a Muslim is a good person who can be easily acclimated to our society, and who would wish to. Really, the odds are really bad. And you'll notice that immigration tends to be in one direction. You don't have tons of Americans going, you know what, I want to start over with life in Iran. Or in Saudi Arabia. You don't. But you do have people from the Islamic world coming to America, wanting to start over or what have you. So, immigration is one direction. And the trouble is that when they come here, they bring their baggage. They bring all of the cultural issues that exist over there and they bring it with them. It's really, when you think about it, it's a lot like the whole California exodus, where Democrats in California hate the policies, hate the high taxes, don't think they can live anymore. So they leave California and they go to a red state like Texas, and then they vote Democrat. They bring their baggage with them like a cancer and try and spread it throughout the country. But it's the same thing, really. It's like a cultural phenomenon where wherever you come from, that's what you spread. And that's why you don't want people from that part of the world, because, well, I do want people who play musical instruments to be able to play them. I do want people to be able to paint images of people, which also is not allowed in Islam. These things. And of course, we don't want terrorists either. But, you know, this 15-year-old girl was killed completely unnecessarily. And then this guy was let free, also completely unnecessarily, when anybody could have predicted that he was going to go. The girl's parents, you know, the girl who died, petitioned the court and said, he's a flight risk. You know, he's from Saudi Arabia. No. The judge let him out on bail. And before you know it, the guy cut off his ankle bracelet and he was gone. It's outrageous. And America shouldn't act like there's nothing that we can do. There are lots of things that we can do. We don't have to play nice with Saudi Arabia because they have oil or because they give Trump some flattery or what have you. We don't have to. We don't have to accept their nationals here on vacation. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, and most importantly, share it with your friends. Also, subscribe and hit the bell. I have a link in the description below that'll provide you with much better ways to be notified of new videos. I also have other information that'll provide you ways to support these videos. I hope that you enjoy them. Thank you to those who already have supported their production. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Check out our official products at our home site, healthwise.org. We have been helping people to live better and healthier lives for a decade. Our products tend to be more effective than other products as they work with nature instead of against it. We recommend our colloidal copper lotion, which is our flagship product, or everyone's favorite, the dental cleanser. Thank you for listening and for your support.